Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling. Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing how to grow your business. I don't know if this light is good. It's just fine. So big news out of Propstream today. So first I'm going to talk about what Propstream is. If you've never heard of it, a lot of people have never heard of it. I've spoken about it and done a bunch of videos on it. But big news today. I'll tell you what happened and let's go start. So Propstream is a service that really helps me and helps people all over the. I really should take this call, but I won't. All over the country, do two things really. The first thing it's done for a lot of years is it helps you comp out properties or come up with values. I still maintain that multiple listing service, local multiple listing service, the MLS, is better than Propstream, but Propstream is second best. And the other thing it does is it allows you to pull lists of prospects that you can market to. So lists of people maybe that are old, people that are in foreclosure, people that have some kind of other distress problems. So Propstream is really good. I got to plug in this thing. Sorry. Okay. My computer is dying. Now, so the big news was that in January, sorry, I'm filming this in June. In January, Propstream announced that it would not have MLS data. So it was a big deal. It pissed off a lot of people. MLS means getting the latest information in any given area from the multiple listing service, and yet it's really crucial to come up with values. And they said there was some kind of issue, state issue. A lot of the multiple listing services, a lot of the MLSs now are trying to maintain their exclusivity by not giving out all their data for free, right? They know that people are using Zillow and Trulia instead of the MLS, that people feel like they don't need MLS access. And maybe I'll talk if we have time about why I still think MLS is important. So one of the things, I think they didn't give Propstream data. Propstream pays money to have access to it. So the interesting thing was they didn't have it. Now, I didn't drop Propstream. I still use it for data. For me, it's very important. When I'm talking to someone, I'm going to look up when they bought the property, who the real owner is. If they're telling me they own it and it's not the name that I see, I might ask them. It's got information on it's very good. For Nassau, I can get a lot of that information from mynassauproperty.com, but in Suffolk County, I can't. So Propstream is very handy for me. But the comping was a problem that it dropped. Now, today they announced it's back. So that's huge, great news. Propstream really is a great software. It's $97 a month. If you use my affiliate link to sign up, which is RE Data Now, right, like real estate, RE Data, DATANOW.com, I give you back 10% of your cost every quarter if you keep it for 3 months. And you can sign up for Propstream and cancel it right away if you want. I know people that do that. They'll sign up for Propstream, download a list of 10,000 because it lets you download up to 10,000 and then cancel it. I don't think Propstream really cares. They figure you'll be back, and you probably will. But the fact that they came back with their data is very important. Now, let me explain a few things. First of all, I still think, and believe me, I'm a real estate broker. My phone is not stopping. I'm a real estate broker, so I certainly have access to the multiple listing service. Multiple listing service is better than Propstream. It's more extensive. You can see pictures on the multiple listing service. Propstream may or may not be able to see pictures. As I said, a lot of the MLSs, including ours, are trying to, they sort of ask you when you post if you want to share the photos. Some people don't. I don't care. I share whatever I can. But seeing the photos really tells you, if something sold at X dollars, what condition was it? Is it completely renovated? Is it a piece of crap? Did it sell to an investor? So maybe you can see from the description on Propstream. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So I would say Propstream is like 80 when it has multiple MLS data, which it does now. It's probably 85% as good as having MLS data. I think everybody should be licensed in this business. I've said it many times. I'll say it again. There are 3 reasons why you want to be licensed when you do what we do. Number 1, you want access to the MLS, right? Propstream isn't as good. It's good, but you want access to the MLS, the multiple listing service, so you can have the best way, the best tool to comp out properties and come up with values. Number 2 is you want to be able to list your own property. So certainly if you're flipping a property, you want to be able to list it when you're done to a retail buyer. Instead of using somebody else, you want to be in control of that listing. If you want to drop a price, if you want to change description, I hate asking somebody to do that. Also, even if you're wholesaling, you can list a wholesale deal on the MLS. You are not allowed to represent that you own the property. You have to list it as a contract vendee. I know I spit every time I say that, but I'll tell you why. So many years people are saying contract vendee. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. Now I sort of got, it's a contract. I spit on the T, or I emphasize the T, vendee. That just means that, hey, I don't own it. I'm in contract. And I'm trying to, right, if you're going to list a wholesale property, you're going to write, looking to assign this to a cash buyer, looking for investors, and you'll explain that. And it's absolutely no problem in my MLS, and I think it's no problem in most MLSs. But you could ask your local board. I asked the Long Island Board of Realtors, LI board, about it, and they said no problem at all. So that's number 2. You want to list properties either as to wholesale or to wholesale, or after you've rehabbed them. And third reason is you're going to come into contact with people who should or want to list, right? I remember I went to a meeting once where I thought the person wanted to sell to me. I got there and they said, "Where's the listing papers? We'll list it right now." I said, "Okay," and we listed it. Ironically, that one didn't sell. It was a very weird property in a very bad spot, and they wanted too much. But the point is that if you're going on enough appointments, you're going to meet people who either just want to list and didn't understand what you do other than listing, or should list, right? So I've told probably 1,000 people, "Hey, listen, I can give you a number for this, but you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. The house looks good. You can get a lot more for it than I can pay you. You should list it right now." On some level, you may think, well, Michael Pinter's a freaking idiot. He just gave up much more profit on buying something than on listing. And that's true. I probably make 3 times as much money on average when I buy something as when I would list it. It's true. But you've got to understand, anytime I've really thought this guy should list, and I sort of thought, holy crap, this guy doesn't know, and I'm going to try and buy this property, they've always ended up listing anyway. The truth is, there really only are 4 reasons I found, 4 reasons why people in my area will sell to an investor. The first is time issues. Either they really need to close quickly, or they just want to get in contract and need an open-ended contract because, for example, I just had someone building a property in another state, and they don't know how long it's going to take. So that's a time issue. Second is condition issues. If it's terrible condition, they don't think anybody is going to be able to get a mortgage for it, or they just think there's so many repairs needed that even if they get an offer, they're going to come back after an inspection and ask them to do things that they can't afford to do or don't want to do. So it's time issues, condition issues. Third is municipal issues. That's big in our area. So if it has open permits, open violations, or unpermitted additions, people maybe went into contract with someone who then found these problems and wouldn't close, and then they feel like, hey, I need an investor who's going to deal with that. I'll deal with that. And the fourth is tenant issues, right? So if they have someone who's not paying or someone who is paying, but they don't, there could be a lot of issues, right? I bought a property from someone who just didn't want to evict the person because it was like a stepson. I bought properties from people where it was just somebody they were friends with, or their friend's cousin, or their cousin's friend, and they didn't want to get into that whole thing, and it was easier for them to say, I'll sell it, and let me deal with them. So those are really the 4 issues. So if I go to a house and it's in good condition, right, and the guy doesn't have time issues, and there are no municipal issues that he's aware of, and there's no tenants, obviously, or no tenant issues at all, and no condition issues, the idea that I'm going to buy this at a discount, now I'll push away, and sometimes they'll come back, right? I had someone came to me once and said, hey, I'm like, you should definitely list this. And they're like, no, I don't want to list it. And they wouldn't even tell me why. The reason was pretty stupid, but it doesn't matter. They had a bad experience with a previous agent, and they sold to me at a discount. But the point is, if you don't push away, what's going to happen is that person's going to speak to an agent at some point, and they're going to find out that they can get $100,000 more, at least, than you are offering them, and they're not going to sell it to you. So if you're not licensed, you're going to come up with the people who should list or who want to list, and you have no way to real monetize it. Oh, I'm going to refer it to my agent. I've never thought that made sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. I sell them on why I'm the best, I'm the least expensive, I'm the best, and I'm the quickest. And then they usually sign. Well, not usually, but I get enough people to sign with me, right? I have 4 listings right now. 2 are going to close this month. And it's free money, so it's foolish not to be licensed. But back to Propstream, it's a great system. I highly recommend it to everyone, even if you're listed. It gives you information that's quick and easy. Certainly, if you want to expand to other parts of the country, and you're not going to get MLS access to everywhere, it's a great tool. I highly recommend you use my link. It's RE Data Now to get Propstream. The fact that they have MLS again is huge. It's a tremendous crutch that people lean on, and I think it's a really effective tool. I can't recommend it enough. You get a 7-day free trial if you use my link also, so you can play around with it. I don't know if you can download anything, but you can play around with it, and you don't. I don't even think you need a credit card for the 7 days. So play around with it, look at it, see what you get. You get a lot of great information. I've done some videos using it. I'm going to do some more. So I'm going to do maybe how to comp out on it and how to get information on it. I might as well do that. So if that's what you're interested in, I'm happy to do that. Please keep the comments coming with your questions. Thank you very, very much. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. What else? If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help the SEO, the search engine optimization algorithm, so more people see my videos. It's definitely been happening lately. I've been getting a lot more likes, and I really appreciate them. And please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I blank out on what I'm supposed to talk about all the time. I know that you haven't seen every one of my videos, but if I did something like 2 months ago, I just assume you've seen it, and I don't think about doing it again. So when you ask me questions, it gives me topics to discuss, and I really will help. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. I try to get to my comments within a day or two. If it's something that I've covered before, I'll send you links to videos. And if it's something new or something I haven't covered in a while, I'll do a new video on it. So thank you very, very much, very, very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it.